what you need, yeah. Man, I got it, wow.
Everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is a show we talk about sports with comedians. And boy, do we have a lot to discuss. Let's get in Howie Bell in here first. Howie, how you doing, sir? How's everything?
What's up, Frank? Man, how you doing, my brother?
Man, it's pouring out here. So you already know how, after a long, hot day of sweat, you already know how it is.
Yeah.
Let me bring in filmmaker Jason Hayes while we wait for the other guys to come in. Jay, how you doing, sir? How was your weekend?
Hey, everything was good. What up, fellas? Hey, Frank, full disclosure. It's so hot in New York, I'm doing this show in a Speedo thong.
Yeah.
That falls under the category of TMI. Don't need to know all that information.
Hey, you lucky I'm wearing a shirt.
Maurice Smith is joining the show. Mo, how you doing, sir?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
What up, though?
Eastern Conference Finals tonight. What's up, y'all? Go New York. Oh, nigga, my man D Jones. What's up, D Jones?
My man, comedian D Jones in the building. D Jones, how you doing, sir?
What up, though?
You all right, D? You all right?
I don't see no Pistons gear or nothing, D. Did something happen?
He got a little something.
He had to like Ken Cunningham running with his lung collapse. He ain't got nothing to say.
All right, y'all, we got a lot to talk about, so let's get ready to jump into it, man. There's so much to jump into. Howie, you gonna go first, man, because at the end of the day, it falls under the categories of, again, athletes do stupid things all the time. And Howie, I think this is another one that falls onto it. For those of you sitting at home and haven't heard, Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice has been sentenced. This news just dropped out a couple hours ago. Sentenced to serve 30 days in jail after testing positive for marijuana, which violates the terms of his probation for his role in a crash that left multiple people injured not too long ago on a Dallas highway about 2 years ago. The Texas Attorney General State Office said today that he was ordered to go to jail immediately as part of the original 30-day sentence for the third-degree felony of racing and causing bodily injury. Now, Howie, we know athletes do stupid things. Howie, I don't even know what else to say, bro. What's your take on this, Howie?
So he violated his probation by smoking weed, basically.
That's what he did.
Yeah. That was dumb. That was dumb. You know, he had it. What did he? I don't know, man. I mean, and I like Rice too. I like that guy. What does he do though? I mean, I don't know. He smokes weed. He doesn't think. There's a lot of spoiled people out here in this world, man. They don't think that shit stinks until they smell it. And so what happens is, so now he has got to go back before the judge and just got to, give him a stiffer penalty. You know what I'm saying? And then that's that. And then there's the team situation too, right?
Well, right now he's, it's early. You know what I mean? Everybody's just, coming in for OTA, so he hasn't really missed much.
Yeah. So. I don't think the team is going to care as much, but the bigger this becomes a sting, you know what I'm saying? Media-wise, it becomes something. But yeah, the judge got to give him some little stiffer penalties. You got to stop, man. While you're on probation, you can't do it.
All right, so D Jones, what's your take on this, bro? How you look at this?
I used to charge people to piss for them because I don't smoke. He should have called me. I'd have took about 5 racks, gave him some clean pee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too.
Solved. So all the athletes out there, if you need clean pee, okay, 5,000 a piss, and I got you.
You be racking up, D Jones. You know that, right?
I know I would.
You be racking up, clean air. D Jones, how you think this affects him going forward?
Man, he's trying to work his way out the league, man.
That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, stop messing up, bro. Like you really should have did jail time for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You really messing your career up, bro.
Maurice Smith, comedian Mo Smith. What's your take on this, bro?
Roll your joint, twist it on the end, light it up and take a puff and pass it to your friend. I'm saying, you know what? There ain't athletes who do stupid stuff. That's people in jail. You know, people get violated every day for pissing dirty. I mean, he got a problem. He can't stay away from it. He didn't put the equation of millions of dollars, ounce of weed. Millions of dollars, ounce of weed. 30 days in jail, ounce of weed. He's like, I can do the 30 days. That's what he said to himself. I can do the 30 days.
Jay, what's your take on this, bro?
I'm just bugging that you're posing this question to Howie and Mo.
Mhm.
I was thinking the same thing.
Mhm,
I was
mhm.
thinking the same thing.
It's tough.
Mhm.
It's tough business, so I get it. I get where he's coming from. I
Listen.
understand. I understand why he spoke.
You know what I mean? That's like asking a lion to be critical of another lion for eating antelopes.
He's red meat.
What you think about the other lion eating the antelopes out there? But no, he's young and stupid. See, he's still young right now, and he's young enough in his NFL career to still feel like the league needs him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, so like I'm sure, you know, like most professional athletes, he was the best at on every field he ever stepped on, from Pee Wee all the way through college, which is why he's in the NFL right now and producing. So in his mind, he's thinking, they always needed me. Well, no, brother. They gonna protect that shield at the end of the day. And this is like his fifth incident in the past 2 years, and sooner or later, man, he gonna be up out of here. I hate to say it.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. All right, let's keep it moving. We got to keep it moving. I don't know if you guys heard, but the New Orleans Pelicans ended up hiring Jamal Mosley as the franchise's new head coach, which I thought was a good move. Howie Bell, what's your take on this? For the Pelicans doing is hiring him, because ultimately Orlando was done with him. So what's your take?
Howie? They can't go nowhere but up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, yeah, right. But they got to lose. You know what I'm saying? Mosley sounds like a great guy right now. I mean, he sounds like a winner. You know what I mean? So I mean, anything is better than what they've been. Mm-hmm. So yeah, thumbs up. Come on, Jamal Mosley.
There it is. Come on.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of being in the bottom, Howie.
Yeah,
nowhere to go but up.
Ain't nowhere to go but up, baby. Let's go.
Lee Jones, what's your take on this, bro? How you look at
man, New Orleans just need to reset everything. They need to reset the whole team. I thought they was moving from New Orleans. Good for him. I think he's a decent coach. I don't know if his players really get along with him that much, or just his current players, but they need to bring back Lil Wayne to New Orleans. Master P, they should have Master P play because they need something, because Zion ain't it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think we about to get Trey Murphy, but that's a whole nother subject that we don't need to talk about at all to next season.
We'll come to
they just need to reset. This might be a good start.
Yeah. Mo, what's your take?
Yeah, I think it's great for New Orleans. I think Orlando was done for firing him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he had some injuries. Papa Ben Carroll wasn't around for part of the year. The team wasn't always 100%. And they were a tough out for Detroit. Detroit, if they didn't collapse in the last few minutes, we'd be talking about a whole different series. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a good look for them.
I think so too. Jay, how you pay attention to basketball? How you look at this for Jamal Mosley?
I think it's a good hire for him, man. I mean, like he's shown that he's a competent NBA coach, and that Orlando team is really young. So to get them into the second round, into the first round, should have been the second round. Mm-hmm. I think that shows a lot, because it's a lot of meshing of young talent that I think he did a good job in coaching. But in terms of thinking about New Orleans, I mean, piggyback Howie, I mean, if you're at the bottom, bro, it's hard to go lower. Mm-hmm. And so it makes sense, because I'm sure he's better than the first guy, but the problem with it is, unless they hiring a vegan chef to come in and get Zion off that jambalaya down there, and to hire a team psychiatrist to keep him off them BBLs down there, it ain't gonna matter. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because the problem, I don't think, has been coaching. The problem has been the discipline of the players in their personal lives being tip-top, mentally and physically ready to go compete.
100%. All right, Howie, I'm going to pause on the NBA for a second. We're going to jump back into the NBA playoffs and stuff that's been happening. But something dropped into the news today that I wanted to talk about, because at the end of the day, the NAACP doesn't really do too much to me, when they as they should. But today, they're calling out on all Black athletes and fans to boycott the athletic programs of public universities in states that are taking steps that the nation's oldest civil rights groups are saying restricting Black voting rights. It was launched today. The program's called Out of Bounds Campaign, which urges prospective Black athletes, their families, alumni, and fans to withhold athletic and financial support from major public universities in states that have moved to limit, weaken, or erase Black voting representation. What's your take on this, Howie Bell, especially being a member of Omega Psi Phi?
You know what, man? I think it's something that should have been done a long time ago. But I question. When it comes from the NAACP, I question it though. I can't lie. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at the NAACP with a side eye. To me, they like a catalyst. You know what I'm saying, on the undercover, bamboozle team, and I don't like them sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So if they're genuine about what they're doing to get behind a real issue that should have been done, I think I'm all for that, in general. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that should have been done. And I love it, man. Anybody that don't like us, hey, man, we go somewhere else, bro. And we don't have to contribute our money to these major universities, which fund these states, really, like Alabama, for instance. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the University of Alabama that's the state. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's probably their major commerce, to be honest with you. If you think about it, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Do it. I just question, sometimes the messenger be a little weird. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how it
So, D. Jones, Howie's questioning the messenger. Who are you going to question, or what's your thoughts when you're hearing the NAACP's calling on Black athletes to boycott these athletic programs?
He said a key word, messenger, and I don't think we have any real good Black messengers that's out there right now. And shout out to Malcolm X. Today would have been his birthday. We don't have no more of those out here. We don't have nobody to kind of lead and talk for us like we had Malcolm. So I think if it was done by somebody who we could follow, I think it would get done. But I don't think it's gonna get done.
Yeah, maybe it's because it's the NAACP. Mo, what's your take on this?
You know what, Frank? You know Warren Street, the little strip mall on Warren Street. You know that's where the NAACP office is for Boston.
Yeah, I know exactly what it is. Yeah.
And every time I walk by there, I ain't never seen a soul. I've never seen nobody in there. The lights ain't never on. Like, nope. There's people inside the Stop and Shop, the AutoZone, everywhere except the NAACP office. But yet still, everybody want to go to the gala when they throw it. Great point. It's a good cause, and just like Howie and Damian said, it's like Nino Brown giving out turkeys on Thanksgiving. You don't ruin the neighborhood already, so now you won't give us a turkey.
All right.
Okay, so you also shooting the messenger. Jay, what's your take on this, bro? How you looking at it?
Well, I mean, it's a complex issue. As the resident Southerner, born in Mississippi, raised in Florida, schooled in Georgia. This is something that I think we should have done years ago. I mean, all they're doing is making it easier to understand why it should have happened.
Right.
Like these schools make billions of dollars. Not these schools, these conferences, the ACC and the Southeast Conference, which almost exists entirely below the Mason-Dixon line. They make billions of dollars annually, and they make that off the backs of Black kids, by and large, because the two highest income producing sports are football and basketball. Who dominates those sports? Us. Which is why they overly regulate that. Like a kid can get drafted in Major League Baseball and still play college basketball. College baseball. A kid can go play hockey in college and and get drafted to the NHL and still come back and play. All the sports that affect us have all the restrictions on it. Ain't no one and done, situation. They're not required to do a minimum stint to make sure that the schools make their money. Meanwhile, the HBCUs, which are severely underfunded by the states of which they exist, the state schools now, they're all state schools. They don't get the same funding at Alabama State that Alabama's getting. And it's not because of football, it's because the states intentionally underfund them. Yeah. So if we're the product, and we know that we're the product, we need to take control of our power and say, listen, bro, we ain't going to be playing with you with this stuff. You love your roll tide roll. I tell you what, fix this voting thing, fix this inequity thing, fix this, this anti-woke agenda, which is teaching history, or we ain't coming to your campus. I'm going to Alabama State. I'm going to Grambling. I'm going to Morehouse. I'm going to Howard. I'm going to FAMU. I'm going there instead because I'm not going to bother with you with this.
Jay,
And as for the NAACP, I've been a card-carrying member. And like any organization, you are only as good as your membership.
yeah.
And, and one of the things that I did, when I was a member, we used to take buses up to Albany, which is the state capital of New York, for those that don't know. And we would go and we would talk to state senators. We would talk to state, representatives. We would go talk to district attorneys, stuff like that. Maybe, we were talking about the rampant infestation of charter schools in black neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Why do we get charter schools and the white school, in the white neighborhoods just get good schools? You know what I'm saying? So you do that kind of stuff. So you know how the saying goes, you got to be the change you want to see. Like, you can't sit back and wait for somebody else to do it for you. And honestly, I'm happy that there's not one person inserting themselves saying, I'm the leader of all black people. Because nobody can speak for all black people. We got social media, we got the internet. All you got to do is find different cliques who focus on different things, and everything gets done cohesively. As the saying goes, if everybody does a little, nobody has to do a lot. So let's just all do that.
Jay, you opened up a can of worms, talk about a lot of different subjects there. You talked about a lot. Too much to dive into today.
Right.
We'll dedicate a show to this in the near future, especially on a show, Slow Sports Day.
This is a whole show on the economics of college sports.
Yeah, we're gonna do a whole show on just that alone by itself. White Chocolate needs to write that down to remind me so we could do that because he's there in the background. White, remind me on a Slow Sports Day we could do that. Anyway, Howie, let's jump back into the NBA because over the weekend we got to talk about the Cavs and the Detroit Pistons as the Cavs, which surprised me, went into Detroit and beat Detroit and on a game 7, and now they're getting ready to play New York tonight. We're gonna talk about that game in a second. Talk to me, Howie, about your thoughts on Detroit Pistons losing that game and what you think that they need to do moving forward and what you think is going to happen moving forward.
Well, the Detroit Piston in me and the Detroit fan in me is very sad about what happened, but the white chocolate in me says it's gambling.
So you need to say pause because you sound like you're saying white chocolate's in you.
I said the white chocolate, in my inner white chocolate, should I
That's
say?
better.
Right.
That's better.
When he say pause on the other one. But my inner white chocolate says it was gambling. The NBA proved to us and they previewed to us, should I say, a commercial with the Cavs and the Knicks 2 days before the game.
Mm-hmm.
They
And
did.
it did, and then Pistons go in there and they stink it up like that after doing what they just did in Cleveland. It just, hey man, I'm not saying that I'm a conspirator or but this looks very, very, very weird. Mm-hmm. And Cade Cunningham threw the ball to a nigga, to a calf that was on the ground. So I just said to myself, I said, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? So, the true sportsman in me wants to be neutral and say the Pistons stunk it up. But the white chocolate, the inner white chocolate says Vegas had a lot to do with this.
Okay, now
At home.
D Jones is missing. Somebody call D Jones. You there? You there?
Go to the next two. I'm not ready yet.
All right, Mo, I'm gonna come back to you, D Jones. Mo, what's your take on the Cleveland Cavaliers beating obviously the Detroit Pistons, and what do you think the Detroit Pistons need to do to move forward next season?
First of all, I didn't see that coming. I saw Detroit, New York, Eastern Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that coming like I didn't see the Celtics losing to Philadelphia. Those two series right there blew me away. What do they need to do? They need to get better scoring. I mean, they can play defense. They can bang with you, but they need somebody to score the ball. And I think, honestly, it might be time for the coach because he didn't want to. He just waited until they were losing to start digging into his bench. You know what I'm saying? When they were down. just like Thibodeau did in New York. Now you're down. Now you want to start putting people in. I mean, one of those games, Cade walked off. I'm the one with asthma. It looked like he had asthma.
Mm-hmm.
He get running to the ground. You know, like Damian said a few days ago, they were going to be too tired to go to another series.
Yeah, well, they would have lost either this one or next. You know,
He has one long, Mo. You got two bad ones.
All right, so let me ask you, Jay, what's your thoughts on this? On obviously everything that played out, and what does Detroit need to do moving forward, in your opinion?
I'm in the Howie boat, man. That thing got my spidey senses tingling. like I'm for real, man. I mean, I'm for real because, like, if you know ball and I mean, everything about basketball is assessing your opponent and, you know, and understanding what they do really, really well and what they don't do so well. And it was like Detroit forgot how to play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they made all the dumbest errors, you know, I mean, just, it was like they were trying to lose to me, bro. And then when you throw in the fact that they ran the banner advertising Knicks Cavs before the game even took place, I was like, man, this don't feel right. Listen, I hope I'm wrong. I just hope they just went out there and laid the egg. But man, let me tell you, I've never seen a team that was so disciplined and did so many things right way, especially on the defensive end, show up and forget how to play defense, forget how to make open shots. I'm talking about they missing threes, they missing mid-range, they missing bunnies. I'm like, bro, and they at home in a closeout game.
Yeah,
it don't sit right, Frank.
It didn't look right.
It don't sit right with me, man.
Now y'all know how I felt looking at the Celtics, because that was exactly what I was reminded of. This looked like the Celtics all over again. D. Jones, what's your take on this, bro? Because it's your team. Talk to me about how you thought about, you know, because honestly, D, they were standing around. They weren't shooting the ball right. They weren't playing no defense. It seemed like it was a total. They thought it was going to be handed to them. D. Jones, what's your take?
I was born by the river. And like the river, I've been running ever since. I don't really know how to feel about it. I don't want to believe that it was rigged because I just don't want to believe it. Okay. You asked at first what about the season and what they need to do next. They won 7 games in the playoffs this year, right? You know how many games they won all season 2 years ago?
Yeah.
14. So I think it's improvement. If it was rigged, we still building up. Maybe they give us a win in another 2 seasons, but I think we're going in the right direction. Right now, the talk is they're targeting like 4 or 5 different players right now. Trey Murphy, Michael Porter Jr., Lauren Marketing, Tyler Hero, and Kawhi Leonard. So if any of those guys was on this team, I think we would do better. I believe the Pistons thought that Jaden Ivey was going to be that second guy, and he turned out to go crazy. So yeah. Hey, we'll see. It's on the football for me. It's on. I'm watching the Patriots. I'm just waiting on my Patriots. It's on the football.
All right, he on the football. All right, Howie, let's move it on. Move on. We got to talk about now. Before we talk about the game last night, the last thing I need to talk about is SGA was crowned the MVP of the season. Do you think, and I want to go through this fast because I want to get to the next game. Do you think that was rightfully so? Now, mind you, SGA, you know, he was dominant. He was dominant throughout the whole year. Do you think it was a right move for SGA to be crowned the MVP of the season in back-to-back years?
Ooh, that was tight, man. Congratulations to SGA for winning the MVP. But it should have been Wemby. I think so. And I think Wemby was showing everybody last night why it should have been. So to answer that question, I think it's no. I don't think he should have got it this year, as good as he was. But it was somebody that was better.
All right, okay. Let me see what D Jones. You think SGA got crowned the MVP and it was well worth it? Or
I think he deserved it. As a former gambler, I watch a lot of the stats and numbers. Sometimes Wemby can be inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
There's some games he might get 4 rebounds, bro. You 8 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I think I think they, it could have been him, it could have been Wemby, it could have been Joker out of those three, or even K. But I'm not mad at SGA winning. They the best team with the best record, and he one of the top 3 players in the league right now.
Mo, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think it went down the way it was supposed to go down. SGA got the MVP, but Wemby's gonna get that. He's gonna get that series right there. It take me back to when the Admiral got MVP and Hakeem came out and
blitzed it.
And the Admiral had a decent game. He had like 20-something points, but nobody knew that because Hakeem was on some ish that whole day. I think they knocked San Antonio out. They went on to win the championship. So, that's how it is. He can have the MVP. That's what Wemby said.
So, Jay, do you think that there was a lot of games in a row that SGA scored? I think it was over 20, 25, and he broke the record this season. Do you think they had a lot with him being named MVP?
Here's the one thing I know for sure. The MVP is always a political choice.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you can argue that Michael Jordan should have many more MVPs than what he has.
Yeah.
LeBron James should definitely have at least double the MVPs that he has. Think about it, man. Like 2 years that they gave to Steve Nash in back-to-back years, and his stats weren't when he was nowhere close to LeBron James. So they made that decision anyway. Now, I'm not going to say that he doesn't deserve it. I'm going to say I understand how it happened. Mm-hmm. They want to build him up. The league needs stars. LeBron is on his way out soon. But they got to market around players who are just consistent players. Mm-hmm. So by giving them awards, that tells the fans that this guy is legitimate. It's like giving somebody an Oscar as a filmmaker or as an actor. Mm-hmm. Hey, this is the person you should pay attention to. So that way you can always say Oscar winner, Oscar nominee, whatever that is. But to me, I thought, and we discussed this year, I thought Wemby should have been MVP this year. Mm-hmm. Because of what he does on both ends of the floor, how dominant he is, and even though he had like 3 blocks last night, bro, he probably changed 20, 25 shots.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't get the block, but they come here, dude, they trying to throw that thing 30 feet in the air, dude. All your rhythm is off. You can't shoot over a dude 8 feet tall. Mm-hmm. So to me, in terms of dominance, I thought it should have gone to him, not to mention the head-to-head. They went 4-1 against the Thunder this year. The Spurs did.
Sure did.
So how you choose SGA, I get how it happened, but I don't know how you pass up Wemby, especially since SGA won it last year.
Yeah, 100%. So that leads me into the other conversation I wanted to talk about was the Spurs Thunder game last night, because Wemby seemed to take that. Like, listen, we all saw the double overtime. It looked like Wemby took that personal, Howie. He looked like he took it personal. Wemby was the most dominant player. And Howie, I just want to say this before I throw it to you. I've never seen a game like that in my entire life. I've never seen a game like that where I've seen a person be that dominant. I mean, I've seen people be dominant, but the way he was dominant, you know what I mean? It looked like men versus boys. And the way he spun around Chet Holmgren last night and the way he did it on both ends of the floor with double overtime, it was just a hell of a game. I absolutely loved it. What's your take, Howie Bell? What you think?
You know why it was a hell of a game? Because Oklahoma City was fighting back, bro. That's why that game was incredible. I as much as I love Wemby, of course, I've been praising him all season. I'm telling you, OKC is so good that this looked like some old Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier type. You know what I'm saying? They was fighting, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One team go up by 5, next team go on, they run and go about 1 point. Next team, this was in like the short times, in the shortest amount of times, the clutch too, really clutch times. And I tell you, that game was so exciting, man. I have never been that excited for a game, NBA game in a long time. Like, it's been years since I've been like,
me too.
On my, yeah. I mean,
especially because you didn't care about who won. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You didn't give a damn who won because it was so incredible. And so then Wemby comes down and he hits that long ass, almost half court 3, and I just exploded, bro.
Yeah,
I just couldn't believe. And watching that in real time, and then he comes down up and he gets that dunk, and then hitting the face. Man, let me tell you something, man. That man is a warrior, bro, and he's only what, 22?
22.
Damn.
22.
If
D.
he
Jones.
stays healthy, man, he got to win about 6, 7, 8 rings, dog. I'm
Yep.
telling you.
D.
If they
Jones.
do this the right way with his career, he can win 8 rings. I
He gonna
promise
get
you
better.
he can.
He could
gonna
win
get
a lot
better.
of wins. He could definitely win 6. D. Jones. What everybody is not talking about this today, everybody talk about, obviously Wemby, because Wemby was phenomenal. People ain't talking about Stephen Castle, though. Castle was the man last night, too. I want to give him some love, too. But what's your take on the game, D. Jones, and so far, game 1?
Didn't he have 13 turnovers or something?
He had 11 turnovers.
He had a lot of turnovers, but he was dynamic in the last few.
Yeah, but less turnovers, they probably wouldn't have went to double over.
Right. Cut him in half. Ain't no overtime.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't have went to. It was a great game. I think this is the NBA Finals. We need to just watch this. I don't care about the Knicks. The only good thing for the Knicks is they might beat each other up and go to 7. You know what I'm saying? So that might be good for the Knicks. I think Wemby is one of the most skillful players in the game right now. I think he's top 5 player in the game right now. When I see him play, though, I'm not impressed. Like, I was impressed with the 30-footer three-pointer he made, but nobody gonna block you, bro. When he dunk on people, it's not like watching Anthony Edwards dunk on somebody. It's like he don't jump. He don't have to do much. He's Sean Bradley with Jordan type skills.
With coordination.
Yeah, like he David Robinson and Larry Bird. So I don't know, but I'm just not impressed because he's so tall. I'm impressed.
But let me go say real quick. But D. Jones, you're not impressed because he's tall. But ain't that the part of basketball?
No.
Tall?
I said he's skillful. I'm just like when he dunk on somebody, they go
You can't
crazy.
be mad at the man because he tall.
No, you're not
D.
hearing me.
Jones, he's supposed to dunk. He's supposed
What he supposed to do?
No, listen. If he was doing this at 6'8", I'd be like, oh my God, you're 8 feet tall. Okay, you getting 18 blocks. You should.
But D. Jones, there was a guy named Chuck Nevitt who was taller than him, who couldn't buy a bucket.
Listen, I said Sean Bradley.
That's all. So that don't matter.
I'm not impressed. I know he's skillful. I'm just not impressed.
Well, D. Jones, I want you to say one thing. My Pelican brief is it ain't going 7. It ain't going 7 because to me, Wemby,
it ain't going 7.
To me, Wemby wants to prove to the world because I don't know if you all paid attention to this, but I think it was the FIBA Cup. The FIBA Cup. Chet Holmgren said something to him and did something to him during the FIBA Cup, and he is taking it personal. So Wemby's going to make sure it don't, and he wants to be dominant, and he's doing that.
Hey, Frank, one more thing. I'm sorry. Did you see that Superman pose he made?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that was incredible. I said, man, that's a poster right there, dog. That was incredible, man. I'm all in. What's
your take on this? Because I wasn't a Wemby fan until last night. After the game, I became a Wemby fan. What's your take?
Yeah, I was down and out last night. I didn't get to see the game too much. I saw a lot of clips this morning, and I just want to say this. Everybody thinking that this is the NBA Finals right here. It's not, because we handled San Antonio 4 out of 5 games. So we beat them for the cup that Damian made fun of, that he wished his team would have won since they ain't gonna win since they ain't gonna win the chip.
Hater.
But I'm just saying, listen, Wemby, to me, Wemby is like Ralph Sampson 2.0. Remember when Ralph Sampson came in the league? He could dribble, he could shoot, he could do all that stuff. But he's like a Ralph Sampson 2.0.
Better.
And the boy is dominant. And he's good, man. You can't take nothing from him.
That's a great comparison. I like that. Jay, what's your take on this, man? Because at the end of the day, they were slugging it out. There's a lot of players out there who put everything on the line, but at the last 4 minutes of the game, you got to just say this dude had how many rebounds? I want to make sure I say it correctly. How many rebounds did Wemby had? Wemby had 41.
He had 24 rebounds, 41 points.
24 rebounds. I ain't never heard nobody have 24 rebounds since the days of Bill Russell.
Will Chamberlain's the only one to beat him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Shaq did it a couple times, but that was a lot. Jay, what's your take on this, bro?
Hey, man, the league just better hope that boy get hurt, man. You know what I'm saying? They better call, Tanya Hardin and find out who her guys are.
The hit squad.
That's the only chance they got because he's 22. He ain't figured the game out yet. He ain't got his man body yet. And he's doing this. But as I've been telling y'all all year long, y'all man, bulletin board material. I sent y'all that tweet that Wemby sent out. Before the season started, he said, it was him and Chet walking past each other, and he said, a Chrysler 300 looked like a Phantom until a Phantom pulled up.
That's right.
And went out there and dropped 41 on that boy head, with 24 rebounds. Listen, you talk crazy to a dude that ain't never going to be better than you. Man. And you don't care how mad he get. You don't care how angry the fans get. How they say, how could you? Why would you poke this? Because you don't care because he can't do nothing.
Can't do nothing about it.
I will go on record right now and say I absolutely love that. That's what I miss about
love
the game.
it.
I love it. I missed that about the game because the trash talk is what made the game more fun. Because when somebody crapped on you after he said they were going to do it, I absolutely loved it.
And he's not humble. He's just doing that trash talking.
Yeah,
we be like, hey man, what's up? I'm the best. That is what I miss. I miss that, Frank. Yeah,
all of it.
I love it. Bring it all. I'm all of it. I want all of it. I want all of it. I want all of it. And you know what I love too? I love when you talk the trash and then you can't back it up and somebody push it up in your face. You know what I mean? So I love it.
But Frank, think about the nuts it took.
Oh yeah.
In the first overtime when they was down 3.
Oh yeah.
He raised up from 35 feet and knocked that thing down.
Man.
To tie it up. To force double overtime.
Man.
I screamed more because I was like, he was showing everybody, he went to the bench like, I loved it. This kid's only 22. I loved it. I was like,
that's what I do out here.
Hey, everything about it is great. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about now. We got to talk about the others, which to me, I don't know who said it, but somebody's right. To me, we got to talk about the Knicks and the Cleveland because I don't think it's going to have the same amount of excitement. But hey, the Knicks and Cleveland, if I will say this, Howie, this is the best chance. I'm just going on record in front of all y'all. This is the best chance the New York Knicks have to get to the finals that I've seen in years. Like, this is the best chance.
Oh, no question.
I don't. Matter of fact, it's probably their best chance to not only get to the finals, and because they beat San Antonio, I think we all think San Antonio going to win this. It's their best chance to even possibly get a chip. That's where I'm going with this. Not to say I don't think they're going to, but I think this is their best chance to do that. You know what I mean, Howie?
Yeah.
Because we got game 1 tonight. Tell me what you think about game 1, Cleveland versus New York Knicks.
New York Knicks, man. Kudos to them though. They've been playing lights out, bro. I'm not gonna hate. And I'm gonna tell you this: they're gonna probably win this series in about 5 games. And I don't see it going past 5, man.
Yeah.
If it goes past 5, then New York, that's gonna be shaky for them. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're gonna get it done early. But they're gonna get to the finals and they're gonna probably get swept. But I don't give a damn which team they play; they're gonna get swept in the finals. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see New York having enough firepower, you know what I'm saying, to beat either one of those teams in a 7-game series, man. Maybe a gentleman's sweep. I don't know. 4-1.
Let's not talk about the finals with them in the final. Let's stay with New York and Cleveland.
They're going to fight. It is. The writing's on the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. OG Anunoby's coming back tonight.
Yeah, the writing's on the wall. Looks like New York's going to overcome Cleveland. I'm saying if they let it go past 5 games, then they got an issue. But I don't think it is.
All right, so let me ask D. Jones. D. Jones, here's the thing. The New York Knicks playing Cleveland. Cleveland is a matchup problem for the Knicks, but New York Knicks is very hot coming into this thing. What's your take on this series, bro? What you think?
I don't give a piss about Cleveland. I don't give a piss about New York, John Starks, Patrick Ewing, the Giants, the Jets, the Rain. I don't give a piss about neither one of these teams. They can both go to hell with gasoline draws on, okay? I really don't care about them. Are the Knicks going to win? Yes, most likely. But who cares? They the Knicks. I wasn't born last time they won. And next time they win, they never going to win again. So I really don't care. I hope everything bad happens to the Cavs and the Knicks. Cleveland stinks. New York stinks. They full of rats that teach turtles how to do karate.
Hi, Mo. It's up to you.
And wait, let me go back one more time before Mo go. One more time, let me say this. I know why Wemby didn't win MVP because I voted for him to win. So now I'm putting some money on the Knicks to win the championship.
Come on, D. Jones.
Oh, terrible. And he put the fingers up. All right, Mo, as a resident New York Knicks fan, what's your take on the New York Knicks versus Cleveland? What you think about the matchups, and what you think about them going to the finals?
When the season started, I told y'all to look out for OG Anunoby, and y'all all laughed at me. This is
That's true.
This is some grown man basketball. That's why we winning the chip this year. You see what they doing over in the West is a bunch of young kids going around fighting each other, social media. Oh, you said this about me. You said that. We ain't doing that in New York. And all these comics over here, we talk about New York stink, rats, and all that other stuff. I'm going to put the word out when you're trying to get down in New York to do a show. I'm going to let them know. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I seen some rats. And I smelled some stinkiness when I was out in Detroit too. Detroit didn't smell like a bed of roses when I came through there.
Weed.
No, it wasn't weed. No, it wasn't weed. Believe me, I know what garbage smell like. I come from New York.
Hey man, I know you used to that sweet smell of Karl Anthony Towns, smelling like a flower.
And I'm gonna say this.
You sit up here and talk about
Howard,
us.
you had your chance already, Howard. You had your chance.
You had your chance.
I would say this though. Mike Brown said that when they got the new offensive system, when they got Carter Towns doing like the point forward, like Draymond did in Golden State, he said that they didn't have time to do a training camp on that. It came in and they just started doing it. They had 9 days. 9 days to do nothing but training camp on how to run this new offensive system. So you all think we coming out with what we did before? It's gonna be a whole new thing. All right.
And the dressing room smell like potpourri.
That's okay. It can smell it, and I'm gonna say this too. Everybody keep talking about this is the Knicks' best chance, as if we can't never win a chip.
Y'all not gonna win a chip no more. Ain't no chip for the Knicks coming.
Why? Who's gonna stop us next year? Boston?
Everybody on the West Coast. The West Coast gonna win a chip.
Who's gonna stop us in the East?
I don't even think the Pistons can get
Detroit?
in there right now.
Really?
We're not gonna go back.
Orlando? Hell no. Go New York. Go New York. Go.
And that's exactly how y'all play basketball.
Oh my God.
All that erratic basketball play.
Now I don't get my ass pumped. I'm out of breath. I'm about to have an ass
That's what y'all gonna do. Be out of breath. Doing all that.
Jay, what's your take on this New York versus Cleveland series? Do you think New York has a great chance of getting to the finals, or do you think Cleveland can shock them because of the matchup issues? What's your take?
I mean, they all pros, so you can always lose. I mean, I just wouldn't bet on it. I mean, I think that the Knicks are so much better than them, you know, at multiple positions. And while I think every game will be competitive, you know, I mean, well, the Knicks might smack them, you know, in like two games for 2 wins. But I think the other wins the Knicks got to get are going to be hard fought. Maybe like an overtime game here or there. And but I got the Knicks in 5, to be honest, because I think they're going to get both at the Garden. I think they're going to get one in Cleveland and then bring it back to New York and close them out at the Garden. That's how I think it's going to go. And I can say without fear of contradiction that I am not the only one in New York City with Karl Anthony Towns living here who owns a Speedo thong.
That's hilarious. Hilarious. All right, Howie, we're gonna stay in the NBA. One more story. We talked about the Knicks and everything else. Now we gotta talk about the issue has nothing to do with on the court, Howie, but we gotta talk about this Jaylen Brown calling for Stephen A. Smith to retire. They've been going back and forth for the last they've been talking about it going back and forth for the last 48 hours, man. Where you stand on this? You heard what Jaylen Brown said, you heard what Stephen A. Smith said. We don't need to go back and forth with who said what. Where are you standing with this? What's your thoughts?
I really don't know all the details of what's been said too. We're going back and forth, but I'll say this. I'll just say this. Jaylen Brown calling for Stephen A. Smith to retire is the reason why Stephen A. Smith is not going to retire. Because he got NBA players, top super NBA superstars calling for his head, bro. Listen to me, dog. That's what ESPN loves, dog. He's the #1 rated show on sports television. How can, this is the reason why. This is the reason why. Jaylen Brown calling for him to retire. This is why he will never retire. And he's going to make a gazillion dollars. So with that being said, I don't know the details or whatever, and I don't know why Jaylen Brown is being pissy or why Stephen A. was being pissy or whatever have you. I don't really
he's
know.
Stephen A.
Okay. So whatever the case may be, this is to me, this is just drama, and this is good money for ESPN.
To me, Jaylen Brown, D. Jones, to me, Jaylen Brown just helped feed his machine, if you ask me.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, that's it to me. That's what I think he did. What's your take on this, D. Jones? What do you think about this situation with Jaylen Brown calling for Stephen A. Smith to retire and doing a whole live broadcast stream on this on Twitch, and they both going back and forth the last 2 days? Matter of fact, Stephen A. set aside 10 minutes of first take to respond to this. And to me, it reminded me of Stephen A. going back and forth with LeBron James at the time when that happened. You know what I mean? Well, what's your take, D. Jones?
So what I remember is when Boston lost, Jaylen Brown went online, was talking about the refs and talking about Embiid and just ranting. And then Stephen A. was like, "Hey man, stop talking. Like you making it look bad." And then Jaylen Brown took offense to it. From what I understand, I don't know. What Jaylen Brown should do is just come to Detroit and play with us.
Yeah.
And then all this will be over with. That's what you should do.
I agree.
Okay. So, Bo, what's your take on this situation going back and forth, being a resident in Boston? I know you heard a lot more than that. What's your take?
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on. Somebody need to piss test Jaylen Brown. Because, I mean, ever since y'all lost, he said this was his most favorite season. But yesterday they got bumped after being up 3 games. You know what I'm saying? He talked about Embiid flopping. Now he coming after Stephen A. Smith. Like, I mean, the man got a boatload of money. He need to be focusing on getting ready for next year.
Yeah.
And like Howie said, all he doing is adding fuel to the fire. When you ignore Stephen A., then he ain't got nothing to say. But if you talk about him, you just making him more and more popular. Remind me of what's the chick that told LeBron to shut up and dribble. They would never say her name because she don't deserve it. He should do the same thing.
Jay, you heard the situation going back and forth between Jaylen Brown and Stephen A. Smith. What's your thoughts on this?
First off, I ain't going back and forth with no dude who barber lined him up here.
Go way back, way back.
I mean?
Heart is way back.
I ain't arguing with no dude who barber lined him up back here. All right. Secondly, it's good for both of us.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, Jay, you sounding muffled, bro.
All right, we're gonna let Jay go in and out, come back, and we'll give him a minute to do that and everything else. I'll just say this while we wait for Jay to come back in and out, and a lot of stuff is being said, and I don't think people are paying attention to the whole stream of what Jaylen Brown was saying and his moment of what he was trying to say. People take clips and then they run with the clips. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just leave it, and because I've been talking about this so much, I'm sick and tired of talking about it.
Well, Frank, you know more than us because you out there. Because I know everything.
I'll just say this: what he was saying about being his best season, what he was saying is he liked the way the growth of the other people who were around him, because he was able to be on the court and see his, you know, like the Peyton Pritchards and the Neiman's Caters and the oh my God, Hugo Gonzalez's of the team. Like he saw them grow really quickly by being thrown into the fire. That's what he was saying. And what happened is then people took that 30-second clip and ran with it by him saying, "Oh, you know, why isn't he mentioning Jason Tatum and you know what I mean?" And they ran with it. So that's why I think Jaylen Brown got upset, and then he wanted to respond to that. You know what I mean? I think that was his issue, because you know he was trying to say there's more to what I'm saying. You know, and he was on, this is crazy part, he was on Twitch for 3 hours talking about the whole thing, you know what I mean? But when you could take a clip of somebody saying something for 2 minutes, you know, you could get and he gave everybody a whole lot of stuff to say, you know, which is the reason why I wish he hadn't done it, you know what I mean?
Why is he talking for 3 hours about this, man?
What he talked about the team. He talked about individual players. He talked about his deal with his sneakers. He talked about what he was doing with the neighborhood, and how he was doing for Boston.
Okay, so he tried the variety.
He talked about a whole bunch of varieties. He didn't just talk about 3 hours of you know what I mean? It was 3 hours of going back and forth with everything. You know what I mean? But again, you know how it is, Howie. People could, we're having this conversation right now, but somebody could say, take that one clip of why he talk about 3 and run with the whole thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They could do that. All right, let me see if Jay coming back in right now. And if not, we're going to have to move on and talk about my next story. Jay, can you hear us good? Can you hear us?
But I can hear.
It must be the thunderstorm going on my end or his end.
Yeah, maybe.
It's Trump messing with me, man.
He says Trump.
Yeah, we can hear you a little better.
Yeah, a little better. Talk one more time. Say one more time. All right, I guess he'll come back.
Right,
let's move back. Let's move back. I want to talk about one more thing, and I specifically was holding the story for you, Howie Bell, because I knew you had something to say. Aaron Rodgers is coming back for a 1-year deal, and I couldn't wait to see what you were going to say, Howie, because Aaron Rodgers signing a deal, with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think honestly, I am completely surprised. I cannot believe that they did that. I'm shocked. But Howie, what's your take?
You know what? They just gave him that money. That's all. They just want him around. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna try to stay football with this. Maybe they want him to teach the whoever is next in line. Who is their backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the guy's name. So maybe he's there for that. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, they cannot, by any stretch of the imagination, think that they're going to go anywhere this season with him as the quarterback. I don't even know what would make them do that other than preparing the next quarterback, the backup quarterback to be ready to start next season. That's the only thing that would make me think that Aaron Rodgers would be of any value to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't even think that they believe it. I just think they gave him the money. They were just like, here, man, here's the money. I just don't see where his value is.
D. Jones, what you think about the Steelers giving Aaron Rodgers $25 million and more, actually, with incentives and everything else, to return back to the Pittsburgh Steelers? What you think, D. Jones?
It feel like he the last man standing. What was their other option? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't know what Pittsburgh is doing. Yeah, so I really don't have an answer, but I'm baffled by it.
I gotta say, I am too. What's your take, Mo?
Yeah, when you put it in the text chain, the first thing I say that Pittsburgh is stupid. It's like Pittsburgh been going backwards ever since the coach left. They hired an older coach. Usually they hire a younger coach that's going to be there for a while. They brought Mike McCarthy. He ain't going to be around long enough. And now they bring in Aaron Rodgers. And they did it while waiting for him to, make a decision. It ain't like he signed, soon they put it on the table. He made them sweat it out. They terrible in breaking up a relationship.
But he did come in early enough for OTAs, which he didn't do last year. So let's
He did. Listen, the NFL is one of the greatest soap operas ever written, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Let me see if Jay, can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. It's still a little static coming in, but it's a lot better.
Oh, yeah, you sound good.
You got 2 answers you got to give me. 1, Aaron Rodgers signing with the Steelers, and 2, what's your take on this Jaylen Brown situation? Because, you fell out on that one. Go ahead, Jay.
Okay, but Jaylen Brown is good for both their business. The more they talk about each other, the better it is for both of them. And I ain't going back and forth for the dude who hairline is back here. Now, as for Aaron Rodgers, $25 million, dude, the average starting quarterback, the good ones, they're making 50. So, that's just what it costs, to be in the business right now. So Pittsburgh has no choice but to pay that guy because there's nobody that got better. And they're getting him, a starting quarterback at half the price of a starting quarterback. So, but this is a trash year, bro. They might win 4 games this year.
They might be tanking to get, what's his name?
Arch Manning.
They might be trying to tank to get Arch Manning, because if Arch Manning lands in Pittsburgh, that'd be something serious. What's your take? White Chocolate's in the building, y'all. What's your take? White Chocolate on this?
White Chocolate.
What's going on, guys? How we doing? Hilarious as usual, you guys. Listen, they didn't have a choice. I think that I put in the chat that they're trying to tank. But if you're really trying to tank, you don't sign Aaron Rodgers, because the backup is Mason Rudolph. And the third string guy is Will Howard, who was a 6th-round draft pick last year. You could have rolled with those two guys and won 3 games. So I don't know what the plan is. Maybe they're trying to make the playoffs, but giving him $25 million, I don't see how it's going to help them unless he's there to. And he's not fond of tutelaging the young guys, so that's not his thing.
Let me tell you what it is. Aaron Rodgers, they signed to put butts in seats. They know he sucks.
That too.
They're going to make sure they sell some T-shirts, jerseys. He's still going to stink. He's not going to be better than Mason Rudolph. And then they're going to still tank and be lousy. And then they're going to be in the running to get Archie Man of the Year after that. That's what
and he better hope he don't blow his knee out, though.
Which he probably will. They probably will know that with the flag. You know what I mean? You never know.
They gonna blow his ass out there. Sorry, offensive line.
Pause.
No, ain't no pause. It's just gonna be for real out there.
Second game of the year, he gonna rupture his whole shoulder blade. All this coming off.
Did he do that in New York?
He did something with his ankle.
No, his Achilles.
His Achilles.
First game.
Yeah, first game, right?
First game, third play.
Yeah. That was an interesting game, too. All right, so tomorrow's show, we're going to talk about a lot. And I don't know if you guys got a chance to see this, but there was an article that was put out of the top 5 or 6 teams that Giannis can go to. You know, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We're going to talk about a couple other things. And, of course, the NFL has some stuff rolling around. And, of course, we're going to talk about the New York Knicks game recap between the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. We could talk about that tomorrow. But right now, let's get ready to roll up out of here. Howie Bell, tell everybody else what's going on in your world and how they can follow you, bro.
Hey, man, I'm getting ready to head out to Cali, man. So I'm leaving Thursday morning out to L.A., big shows, man, out there with it, and where Bellflower, some Bell, wherever we're at. And I'm at Chocolate Sundays this Sunday. So all my LA people, come on down to Chocolate Sundays this Sunday with your boy Howie Bell. Come on,
there it is. D Jones, everybody out there, how they can follow you.
313 D Jones. I'm headlining this weekend in Indianapolis.
Okay, and Maurice Smith.
MOE_comic on Instagram. This Thursday, I'll be at the Carver Den, me, myself, Jonathan Gates, and A.G. White.
All right.
A.G. White's going to be in Boston? You know,
this Thursday, yep.
Mo, please text me and remind me. That's my dude. I ain't seen him in a long time.
All right, I'll text you.
All right, my man, White Chocolate, to everybody out there, what's going on and how they can follow you?
First thing I have to say, Howie, whenever your inner white chocolate kicks in, make sure you believe it because sportsbooks 1, everybody else 0.
You ain't lying.
That's the first thing I got to say.
Everybody bet on Detroit to fucking win that game, man.
Follow me and Frank on Boston Straight Shooters on Facebook and YouTube.
I gotta say, Steve, you got your numbers wrong. It's Sportsbook 1,000,000 and everybody else 0.
Listen, put whatever number you want there, but it's just Sportsbooks win and we lose. That's all you can
and
say.
I did the DraftKings commercial too. They fucking hell.
You know the funny thing is that before I leave, I want to say one thing. Look at the time. Before I leave, one thing. Whoever comes out of the East, the NBA, is going to be severely underdog. The same thing we were last year, and the Indiana Pacers went 7 games. You know, and if Halliburton hadn't got hurt, they probably would have upset OKC last year. But probably. But
it's going to be some gambling involved in this too.
Yeah, they got to drag it out, guys. They got to drag it out. They
I just remember Halliburton getting hurt, and he's bringing back the Pacers. I was like, we in for something. And I felt the shift shifting. I felt the move shifting, and then he gets hurt and changed everything. And I'm going to be concerned about that this year because I think whoever comes out of the West is going to be heavy favorite. I think whoever it is. So anyway, that's the name of the show. It's called Box Seats. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. You guys stay on. I want to talk about a couple of things if you can stay on for one more minute. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all very, very soon. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Name of the show is called Box.
What you need, yeah. Man, I got it, wow. What you say, hey, we about it,
Hey, guys.